Hey, how y'all doing out there? I got some old crazy news for y'all. They just released a list of all the people that been to these Diddy parties, and I'm trying to tell y'all, everybody that ever been on TV was up in them parties, man. I couldn't believe it until I seen it with my own two eyes. Diddy told his white party guests to put the kids away so they can get ready for the real experience. They was doing drugs up in there. He had them snorting stuff they ain't had no business snorting. When them twins was born, it was all right for them to be at the party during the daytime, but at night, he told everybody, look, put them kids away. It's time to get grown. And they messed around and made more kids at the party after they put the kids to sleep. That's how come he got all them kids, because every time they did one of them parties, they was in there doing things they ain't got no business doing. That's why he taking care of other people's kids that ain't even his kids, because he don't know who DNA is what. Everybody was swapping spit with everybody, so them kids might as well be his kids. Y'all got to see this, man, because they talking about all the stuff that happened at his parties. They said many guests were invited to snort substances like ecstasy and cocaine on different substances, including models' bodies. Pictures obtained by the tabloid site show topless models pouring champagne in guest mouths at the pool. They going on and on. Howard Stern was at the party with Ozzy Osbourne's daughter, and a bunch of other people that got plenty of money was partying with Diddy. They ain't nowhere to be found now. And on top of that, they all old. This is an event that took place a long time ago. Going to a Diddy party was like going to Woodstock. And they trying to condemn these people for having a good time a long time ago. This ain't the first time a bunch of people got together and did psychedelics and things, but since Diddy was the host, they trying to make it seem like this the worst thing in American history. Mary J. Blige was there in her all white, waiting for the nighttime. They said she went in the house and took a nap and was waiting for it to get late so she can come out and do her thing, man. You had Diddy's Angels. Some fine sisters was up in there. Just because it was an all-white party don't mean he ain't had no dark and lovely queens. And I mean to tell you, these some of the baddest sex workers, baddest sisters in the game. They was at Diddy party having the time of their life. We ain't even get around to the celebrities. Did y'all know Lorraine Bracco was at the party kissing on Andre Harrell? That's the same woman that was on The Sopranos with Tony Soprano. She was his psychiatrist. I would have never thought she would be swapping spit with Andre Harrell at a Diddy party with Russell Simmons in the background looking with a boner. I ain't think she even liked black men like that, but hell, if she at a Diddy party, she must do like black men. He gripping on her booty and everything. Dr. Melfi, wasn't that her name in the show? She was at the Diddy party. Jay-Z was kicking it. That's where he met Beyonce allegedly, and they saying that Diddy had her before Jay-Z even came into the picture, and Jay-Z just now finding out that Diddy was messing with Beyonce before they got married, man. Dinah Karen, she was there. A lot of people wearing her clothes and wearing her purses don't even know she was freaking off with Diddy. Russell Simmons, Steve Stout, Jay-Z, and Andre Harrell, they all sitting there waiting for it to get late. The sun going down, they patiently waiting for them kids to go to sleep so they can do their grown man thing. Aretha Franklin bought them double D's up in there. Rest in peace to Aretha. But she was the main one at the Diddy party, and he made sure he showed her a good time because allegedly Diddy's mother and Aretha used to run them streets back in the day. Allegedly, man. But all in all, they looked like they was having a good time. LL Cool J showed up. He was looking for the hit shit. And best believe he got what he wanted. You got Aaron Hall. All of the dudes from Boys to Men was there. They was having the time of their life. Paris Hilton was at the Diddy party. And she got enough money to pay Diddy for whatever services that's included with his all-white parties. And she all white, so you know she ain't want for nothing while she was partying with this man. St. Tropez, you had football players, soccer players, people from Silicon Valley. It's not a person in the world that wasn't at these parties. His kids was there. Nicki Minaj was there. Tommy Lee Nasty Ass was up in there. Pamela Anderson, big old double G's, jiggling all over Diddy's party. Ashley Olsen, all doped up at Diddy party. You had Reverend Al Sharpton, Dougie Fresh, Tia and Tamara was in the building. Everybody, Mariah Carey. Is that who I think it is? He had Viola Davis at the party, man. He had Reverend Run, TD Jakes, you name it. They was all there partying with this man. They say that Mariah Carey, she don't do her drugs like regular people. She snorted up her booty, allegedly.
Period.
That's what they said about Mariah. I don't know if that's true or not, but man, we got so much stuff we got to get into. I sure wish I could have went to the party. He done snatched half of Cassie's head off before the party even started, man. Tara Reid was there. So is they going to jail with Diddy? Khloe Kardashian, Kim Kardashian, all of the sisters was there. Their mama was there. The whole Kardashian family was there. Mel B was there, cheating on Eddie Murphy with Diddy. She left all the Spice Girls in the car so she can go and Diddy party and do her thing. The list goes on. Amber Rose, she bought the whole slut walk to the Diddy party. Wiz Khalifa, I'm talking about Kanye West, any and everybody that got a name. Russell Brand, he was there. He did a movie with Diddy. So you know they besties and everything. Shayna Mockler was there. Jonah Hill, fat ass, was sitting up in Diddy party eating mushroom. Ashton Kutcher, swanging from the swangs. You got the dude. What's the dude from the Goody Mob? Got Cool Joe Goody up in there, Big Gip, kicking it with the Goody Mob. Chris Brown, man, the list goes on. This still the intro. You got Janet Jackson, Tiana Taylor at the party. Who that? What's the white lady that be in all them movies? She like the white Halle Berry. I forget what. Jennifer Aniston was there. They all was there, man. Demi Moore came. You had Arnold Schwarzenegger at the party. Who else? The list goes on and on, man. It's some stuff that I gotta share with y'all because Diddy did an interview with Donald Trump back in the day, and people like, damn, they ain't know that Donald Trump and Diddy was real tight like that. Y'all gotta listen at this.
Puff Daddy, I'm an entertainer. I entertain people no matter what time of day, you know, whether you like it or not. I go all day, all night.
I will tell you that you do fantastically well.
Yes.
You know, just tremendous. You really, it takes a tough guy. Hey, it takes the brains and it takes the this.
Yeah.
But it also takes a toughness.
Yeah, I go to bed like 4 o'clock.
Well, I really like you. And I would tell you if I didn't. Because, and by the way, I think at a certain point, everyone will.
Beautiful. We all human beings, and a few people were saying I was this violent character. You know, just because I was breaking people's jaws and arms, and look at me, I'm like, you know, I'm just a passionate young man, and I made a mistake.
Well, everybody's going to get in trouble. It's a question of how do you get out of trouble. Mm-hmm. And I did it by working smart. More importantly than anything else is by using my own brain. You know, I've done things, but I'm not in any trouble, and I'm doing well, and I'm making money.
Well, you're making the same mistakes as I am. You may just be able to hide yours a little bit better.
Perhaps, perhaps not. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. See, one of the problems with politics and politicians is that you really can't have done very much wrong, and that means you can't have done very much.
Yeah.
Which is why I have no intention of running for president, and I wouldn't have an intention of running for president, and that's a shame, because that's not the way life should work, I feel.
They trying to say that Diddy interview with Trump was fake, but a lot of people will argue that that interview really did take place. Now, AI is something, but I don't think it's that good to where you can have Diddy and Trump having a conversation like that. That was some real spit. If you ask me, now I don't know for sure, but one thing for sure, that boy Jason Lee, he worked with Diddy. He been on Revolt. He been working with that man for a long time, and what he said about them celebrities being at them Diddy parties, they can't fake that with no AI.
A lot of these celebrities, every single celebrity in the culture has been to Diddy's house, which means they've gone through all his phones, text messages. I can read you my text message to Diddy. What day is it airing on the show, on the network? Are you coming on the show? Diddy, what's this? It's all been business for me. It's been business for me. I don't have nothing inappropriate to them people because I don't deal with them like that. So you mean to tell me all those late nights, what you doing, where you at? I've seen Jay-Z at his house. I've seen T.D. Jakes at his house. I've seen Chris Brown at his house. I've seen Jordan Woods at his house. I've seen Travis Scott at his house. I've seen Beyonce at his house. I've seen Tiana Taylor. I've seen them all. Now, we was all in the backyard, but I've seen them all. I've seen Usher there. I've seen DaBaby there. I've seen Justin Bieber there. I've seen... Everybody's been to a Diddy party. I've seen Lindsay Lohan, Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore, Tyrese, Amber Rose. I've seen them all have been there. Mary J. Blige. I've seen them all. But just because you go to a Diddy party doesn't mean that you were getting sprayed down with Vaseline and baby oil. Because I can tell you right now, ain't nobody ever sprayed me with nothing. And I don't even play around like that. Let me tell you about me. I am so private with my personal intimacy that I love the fact that my business is private. Anything I've ever made public, I've talked about it on my show. I've been pretty much an open book with the action activities, but I try to conceal the names because I don't want people bothering them. I learned as people started getting to know me, they would go track down anybody I'm involved with and then harass them. The people I deal with are private people. They don't want their business in the streets.
Like I said, everybody that ever been in front of a Hollywood camera, been to a Diddy party, did y'all know that actor from Snowfall, the same one that's where Lori Harvey was at Diddy house, and Diddy was all over that man, calling him all types of sexy black MFers, and his friend was over there. Diddy was getting at him too. They was eating chicken and waffles. Diddy gave Snowfall actor Damson Idris valuable advice after meeting Jay-Z, so Jay-Z in on it too. All them young actors, all them young people that's trying to get in the music business, the entertainment business, you gotta go through these brothers in order for you to get a shot. And when Diddy come at you, he gonna come at you hard, with ecstasy, all in his veins, ready for you to show him what you working with. That's the only way you gonna get on the TV screen.
In the game, my brother eating some chicken and waffles. This pretty black motherfucker here. This pretty black motherfucker here. This pretty black motherfucker here. You know what I mean? Peace to the God. Hey yo, you did your thing this season. And this kid, my nigga Man Boy, shit, I had to pat him down for in my house. He was so believable. He's got a little bit Man Boy in him, though. I can tell. He's got a little bit Man Boy in him, though. I can tell. He's got a little bit Man Boy in him, though. I can tell. Yeah. Everybody.
Man, I couldn't make up no excuses for this man if I tried. They got him on a Conan O'Brien interview talking about his parties, talking about locking up beautiful women, supplying them with alcohol, making sure it's hot in there, make sure the women got water. He telling Conan O'Brien all the stuff he need to do to get the freak off going. And all of this stuff is evidence against this man. So when he was partying with Beyonce, Ashanti, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and all them females, he gave Conan a play-by-play of how it go down at his parties. An old clip of Diddy advising Conan O'Brien on how to lock up women at parties has reemerged. And you might imagine the video isn't aging well. It's horrible, man. This video got him looking like a monster.
Killer party. What's the ingredient? What do you do to make just an amazing killer party? Because mine, I put out the Cheese Whiz. I put on the Paula Anka. No one comes. Wrong move.
See, you're doing the wrong things.
Wrong thing. Okay.
This is what you need to do. Women, beautiful women, of course.
Beautiful women.
Beautiful men for the ladies, of course.
Wouldn't it be better if there weren't beautiful men there? There were just a lot of beautiful women and then just the guy?
No. You have to make. There's enough ladies to go around. You have to make the ladies, give the ladies what they need too. You know, you have to take care of your women.
Take care of the ladies. Okay,
ladies,
gotcha. That's good.
Can't force a situation.
Right. What about?
Can't force a square peg into a round hole.
That's the story of my life, my friend.
Okay, you need that.
I wish you had told me that a long time ago.
Well, I'm here now, brother. It's not too late.
What about like celebrities? You have a lot of celebrities here.
First, you have to listen. I'm giving you the menu, okay? Let's just take things slow, okay? Okay, it's all right. He's learning. He's learning,
and I'm slow.
Yes.
I'm very slow.
Check it out. This is my man. We go way back, but he hasn't told y'all that. We'll talk about that later.
We go way back.
Way back. But check this out.
When was that, by the way? we'll get to that later. All right.
Okay. Now, we need alcohols.
Right.
Alcohols.
Right. Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols.
Right. Just different
Plurals.
blend. You need
Blends.
the ladies. You need the booze.
You need some water.
For watering plants?
No, I don't know if guys have noticed this. Like, a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They
Right.
just, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Yeah, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
Yeah.
rock with me. But just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat.
All that partying, all that freaking off. Now they got him locked up in a facility that's described as hell on earth. He going through it now. Laugh now, cry later. All that fun he done had. All them parties, all them women, all them men. Allegedly, all them younger people. Now, I don't know about that part. It seemed like they throwing some extra stuff on top of it because Diddy got kids. And you figure, a man like that with that many kids, it'll be impossible for him to be that type of monster. But that's what they saying. People ain't trying to put nothing past him, but he in the situation now to where he may never get out of it. And his lawyer trying to speak up for him, but it's only so much that his lawyer could really say to help out his client.
Prosecutors were arguing is not only does your client pose a flight risk, because obviously he's incredibly wealthy, has access to planes and a lot of staff, even though you said he turned over his passport to you months ago. They were also worried about him being able to interfere with witnesses and calling them. And so I guess the question is, how do you assure the court that that won't happen if prosecutors are saying this is someone who's attempted to bribe security staff and has already threatened and interfered with witnesses?
So I think the most important thing, even more important than the passport, is that Mr. Combs came to New York on September 5th. As soon as we realized that this indictment was going to be coming down in a matter of weeks, maybe months, but sometime soon, Mr. Combs got on a plane, left his home in Florida, flew to New York. I called the prosecutors myself. I said, Mr. Combs is in New York. Do you want to know where he is? If you want to know where he is, I'll tell you where he is. But he wants to surrender. He's here to surrender. They didn't want him to surrender because if he surrenders, they don't get to tell the judge that he's a flight risk and he's a danger. Because who, as a danger and a flight risk, would fly to New York and surrender? So they didn't want him to surrender.
So since September 5th, you had known, you expected it was likely he was going to formally face charges.
So I really knew he was formally going to face charges on March 25th, the day of the searches, when Homeland Security searched his Los Angeles home, his Miami home, and his airplane. I knew that day by looking at the search warrants. I mean, I've been doing this for a while. This is not my first or 100th rodeo, that this was going to come as a matter of time. What I realized in early September is that it was coming soon. And so it was time for Mr. Combs to come to New York, which he did. And let me just point out one very important thing. The prosecutors are seizing on something that happened 8 years ago. You know, this video that we've all seen, and it's a bad video for Mr. Combs, and he said so himself when he gave his apology. This is 8 years ago, and the prosecutors are talking about him bribing a hotel security worker. There was no criminal investigation. This was just a matter of personal embarrassment because he and the person in the video were in the midst of a 10-year relationship. That was difficult at times, that was toxic at times, but it was mutually so. And this whole notion that Mr. Combs is forcing drugs on someone is just nonsensical, and it's going to prove to not be true.
Well, on that video, he initially denied the allegations when his then girlfriend, who is in that video, filed a lawsuit last fall. And we have that video. I should note CNN was the first outlet to exclusively report on it. He denied that happened when she filed it in a complaint. And then when the video came out is when he apologized for it.
So I wasn't his lawyer back then, so I don't, and I don't think he denied. I mean, I think the lawyers were the ones mostly making the denials. I think they were denying sex crimes. I mean, because at the end of the day, the gravamen of that civil complaint wasn't a misdemeanor assault, which is what you see on that video. Not minimizing it, but it's a misdemeanor assault. What the gravamen of the complaint was sex crimes, and he denied that, and he still does.
Well, and you're saying that this is all just about that one relationship, but when you read through the indictment, they say that there's not just one victim. They say there's multiple victims here today. And what I heard described was they said they have 50 witnesses or victims.
Yeah, I think it's 49 witnesses and one victim. I think if you broke it down, and I say that because count 2, which is the sex trafficking count, has victim number 1, and there is no victim number 2 anywhere in the indictment.
So you're saying that there are not other women, because what they were essentially arguing here is that he coerced and forced women into sex acts by using physical force, financial pressure, emotional abuse, and narcotics for what they described as these freak-off sessions. They saying that he self-described them as that.
Yeah, there's one victim in the indictment. That the charging document.
One victim does count, right?
No, of course, but I'm just not. It's not 50. I mean, what they did, and it's a little too cute, is it's 50 witnesses or victims. Well, it's one victim. That's all that's in the indictment.
Our reporter who was in the courtroom today said that he appeared to have a stunned expression on his face. Was he surprised that he was arrested last night?
No, he definitely was not. I mean, I told him myself in early September, you are going to be arrested soon, and you're going to be charged with racketeering, and you're going to be charged with sex trafficking. So come to New York. It wasn't a long conversation. He agreed. So we knew this was coming. And in fact, we offered that he would turn himself in.
So if there are these witnesses and victims, and as you're saying that you believe it's one victim and 49 witnesses who saw this behavior, that's pretty powerful, though, to have that many people who have, if they go to court and argue that they witnessed this behavior by your client.
Well, no.
What's your defense against that kind of behavior?
So my defense is very well established. I interviewed myself the different men who were being brought sort of into Mr. Combs and this person's intimate situation. I've flown around the country. I've interviewed a large number of them. There's not the slightest inkling, according to the interviews that I've done, of anything that's coercive, non-consensual. Nobody was too drunk. Nobody was too high. These were adults in a relationship. This is a 10-year relationship. We can't forget that. This is a 10-year relationship, and it was adults and consensual, and everybody who was there wanted to be there. So I feel very confident in our position.
You said you interviewed the men, but what about the women?
I haven't interviewed the woman. The woman's not available to me. She's presumably a grand jury witness, and we would not. We cannot try to interview a grand jury witness.
And you don't think that there are any other women who are going to say that they were coerced into this, given drugs, and essentially as prosecutors were saying that that's what kept them compliant?
So there are a lot
sessions.
of women in these civil cases. There's been a mountain of civil cases ever since the civil case that was filed in November. I don't see them as victims in the indictment. That's my point.
And so when you talk about that video of Cassie Ventura, that was his then girlfriend, in the video, I mean, just when you saw that, you said it's a bad video. It's pretty difficult to watch.
It is. No question. So let me tell you what happened.
Will that be used as evidence in court, do you think?
100%. 100%. So what I said in court today, and I'll say it again here, is the two of them were in a hotel. It was just the two of them in a hotel room. She found out that he was seeing someone else. She was going through his phone. She hit him in the head with his own phone. And then she walks into the hallway with 2 bags. One of the bags has all of his clothing. Taking from him, which is why he runs out in a towel. So this isn't her fleeing from one of these freak-offs. Why would she take his clothing? That's not what it is. And when the evidence comes out, this is going to be completely different than the government's portrayed it.
But on this video, and I just want to show that again now, how do you defend against allegations that he hit, kicked, and dragged women when he's on video hitting, kicking, and dragging a woman?
Sure, he's not charged with hitting, kicking, and dragging a woman. He's charged with sex trafficking, and he didn't traffic anybody.
But he's charged with a conspiracy here where he was using physical abuse, emotional abuse, financial pressure, as prosecutors allege, to keep these women in his fold. Maybe just Cassie Ventura, but keeping these women in the fold.
Cassie Ventura lived by herself. She had her own house. She had a family. She had a career. And he was seeing another woman at the time. He wasn't around a lot. She could have done whatever she wanted to do. All of these allegations of, I was forced, I was coerced, I had to stay, are nonsense. And it's going to be proven to be so.
That video, in the indictment, it alleges that your client paid hotel staff $50,000 to make it disappear from the hotel surveillance system. Did he pay off the hotel staff?
Not that I know of. I know that's an allegation. I don't know that is true. What I was concerned about when I heard about this allegation is whether there was an allegation that there was some sort of law enforcement investigation pending, because then that would be a crime. But there was none. And so this is not a crime.
You said you're portraying this as adults who were at these events that wanted to be, I shouldn't even call them events. That's not certainly how anyone else would label it, but that they wanted to be there. But they also allege that they were recorded and essentially used as blackmail. Is that not true?
That's not true. That's not true.
How can you prove that when they have electronic evidence that, as they argue, over 90 cell phones, laptops, iCloud storage accounts, 30 electronic and storage devices, hard drives, thumb drives? Yeah. You're not worried about that?
No, because if they had it, they would have put it in the indictment. And it's not in the indictment.
When it comes to your client's credibility, I think people will look at what he said last fall. And it's not just his attorneys. I mean, he pays those attorneys. They're speaking on his behalf. They're the ones calling her claims baseless and ridiculous. And when you read the indictment today, they line up with what she alleged in that lawsuit last fall.
If the claim is that he had unwanted sex with her, that claim is baseless. And it will be proven to be baseless when we have a trial.
But the claim is obviously the conspiracy, the racketeering. It's much larger than just that, obviously, as you know.
It is, but the government wants it to be. But count 2, which is the sex trafficking count, relates to one person and one person alone. All of this talk of dozens of victims and 50 witnesses, if they had that, if they really had it, it would be in the...
This is a pure shame. It really don't make no sense to me. I'm trying to figure out, is this real or is this fake? Because he in a rat-infested jail. He ain't gonna see the light of day no time soon unless a miracle transpire. And you got people in Hollywood like Faison Love did an interview speaking on Diddy, and he can't believe it. Since when has it been a crime to be freaky? Since when has it been a crime to have a good time and invite women over? If you can afford it, ain't nobody had to pay for no drinks. Ain't nobody had to pay for no food. People had the time of their life. Now he going to jail for the rest of his life for showing people a good time. I don't understand it, and a lot of people that was at his parties don't understand it neither.
I need y'all to help me. We all heard about Puffy, and I see a lot of people, yay, yay, yay. I'm confused. The Cassie thing, I understand. I think you should definitely lock this up. Put hands on the young lady. But I don't understand the other shit. Can y'all help me? When has being nasty been a federal crime? And I'm glad they told me. I didn't know there was a limit on baby oil. I'm getting a few, because we get ashy. But you get a massage or something or whatever. I don't know. And he had a white woman, Mae West. They couldn't stop this black man. So they gave him trafficking. In the 1800s, taking a white woman across the lines was... If he didn't do that, he wouldn't have stopped. Box. I thought I told you that we won't. Make it make sense. We need to know the new rules. You can't take anybody on vacation. You can't take anybody to Vegas. Damn sure don't bring them to Atlanta.
I'm just as confused as Faison Love. They said ain't no party like a P. Diddy party. Now they saying that his party was like going to hell. But them people that went, they had a hell of a time. Y'all gonna have to let me know how y'all feel about it in the comment section. Let me know, do y'all feel like he need to be in jail for doing what he did? Because if he need to be in jail, everybody that indulged and kept going back to the parties, people was looking forward to this stuff. He had people on the waiting list to come to these parties. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section. How y'all feel about Beyonce being at them parties? Ashanti, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion at the parties, Jennifer Lopez. All the people that was alive and popping back in the day was at the party. Tupac was at the parties. Biggie, Aaliyah, all of them. Pop Smoke was at the parties. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. I got so much love for y'all. And one more thing, subscribe to my channel if that's what you want.
Subscribe to my channel if that's what you want. But if that's not what you like, then you must be a punk. Hold on now, here we go. Who is this girl? She got that junk in her trunk. Baby girl, back it up, poke out your rump. It's S.A.T that you want.